Last time, Bahrain hosted the first round of my 2024 Enhanced Formula One Championship. The new formats, adding teams and cars, was a hit with two-dimensional cutout fans in the stands. Finishing at the front of the pack of 36 F1 cars, there was little surprise to find Max Verstappen. Finishing the podium was the Ferrari of Sainz and the Aston Martin of Alonso. But between the start and the finish, there was certainly carnage, taking out key race contenders, such as Sergio Perez in the Red Bull, Daniel Kvyat in the Lamborghini Rebellion, and Lance Stroll in the other Aston Martin. Also, a pile of DS Penskes at a Nissan collected themselves in Turn 1. For myself, driving for Toyota's Gazoo Racing, we had a mediocre qualifying effort, rolling off 14th of 36 cars. A combination of racecraft and attrition promoted us to the 6th place finish, with some decent battles along the way, like this one with the BMW driven by Rene Rast. But that was last week, at least in universe, and now we travel across the sandy Arabian Peninsula. The Jeddah Corniche circuit will be the grounds for a demonstration of the fruits of the free world as Saudi Arabia plays host to round 2 of the 2024 Enhanced Formula One Championship. To set the grid, we once again have an A and B sprint race. Each team enters one car in the A sprint to set the odd-numbered positions for each starting row, that would be 1st, 3rd, 5th, 7th, etc., and the other team car enrolls in the B sprint to set the even-numbered positions, 2nd, 4th, 6th, etc. There aren't enough grid spots for every car to make the Grand Prix, however, and only the top 14 for each sprint will advance to the Grand Prix later tonight. At the start of the B sprint, there were immediate fireworks as DS Penske's Stoffel Van Dorn turned in early on an unsuspecting Esteban Ocon, ending both of their weekends early. It was the motivation for that last qualifying spot that led to the highlight of the B sprint, a tense last-lap battle to lock in the final qualifying spots. Tsunoda in the Visa Cash App ride, Hülkenberg in the Haas, Frederic Vesti in the Peugeot, Felipe Nasser in the Martini Porsche, and Robert Kubica in the Hyundai battled for 12th, 13th, and 14th, with Tsunoda, Hülkenberg, and Vesti emerging victorious, sending the other cars packing early. Carlos Sainz grabbed the B sprint win. The A sprint was a much more straightforward affair, with no major incidents. Max Verstappen started first and finished first. The best action was for the mid-pack starting positions, with hard-running late sprint gains from Kobayashi and Hamilton. And that was it. After 2 sprint races, the grid for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix was now set. Welcome to the 2024 Enhanced Formula One Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Behind us, Enhanced F1's companion series, the Trans World Series, echoes through Jeddah. If you want to see me running that race, check ETHERxSOCIAL. But for now, let's get you up to speed for tonight's Enhanced F1 race. 28 grid spots here at the Jeddah Corniche circuit means 16 drivers are heading out of this Arabian absolute monarchy ahead of schedule. Those drivers are now on screen. Of note, the entire teams of Audi, Hyundai, Lucky Sons, Alpine, and Williams did not finish well enough in the sprint races to compete tonight. And now, let's set the starters grid. In the 14th row, it's rookie Frederic Vesti for Peugeot and veteran Daniel Ricciardo barely squeaking in through their respective sprint races into the main event. Row 13 presents Nico Hülkenberg for Haas and Jean-Eric Vergne for DS Penske. As a small amount of trivia, DS is a subsidiary of Stellantis, a multinational auto manufacturer that also owns Abarth, Alfa Romeo, Chrysler, Citroën, Dodge, Fiat, Maserati, Peugeot, and many other brands. And with that global economics lesson out of the way, row 12 is now where we will find the other Visa Cash App Red Bull entry of Yuki Tsunoda, alongside Theo Pourchaire in the DKR Nissan. Valtteri Bottas and Callum Ilott comprise row 11, running for Sauber and Martini respectively. If it wasn't an enhanced grid, we'd only have 10 rows. Starting inside that exclusive and arbitrary cut line would be Lance Stroll for Aston Martin and Brendan Hartley in the Hoonigan Ford. Row 9 is the pair of McLaren's Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris, both drivers equaling the other's performance in their respective sprint races. Row 8 is the always hard to pronounce Daniel Kvyat in the Rebellion Lambo, alongside Sir Lewis Hamilton starting 15th. Row 7 is the other Ford, Australia's Brodie Kostecki, and the first of the BMWs in Rene Rast. Row 6 is Sergio Perez in the Red Bull and Sebastian Bourdais in the Cadillac. Bourdais, the veteran presence on that team after being moved over from Caddy's IMSA program to Formula One. Andretti and the manufacturer Cadillac expect technical feedback from the Frenchman this season as they make their first foray into Formula One, already contending towards the front. Row 5, we find the other Andretti, Felipe Drugovich. If Bourdais is Andretti as a technician, Drugovich is here as an elite prospect. The team sees a big future in store for Drugovich. Alongside that Andretti, the other Peugeot of Nico Rosberg, who himself is a veteran providing technical feedback to an expansion team. Row 4 finds the other BMW of Robin Frein, with the Toyota Gazoo Racing entry of Kamui Kobayashi. And now for the drivers that podiumed in their qualifying sprint races. B-side Row 3 is myself, you know me as Nifty, the sim racing world is Bo. We're continuing our F1 campaign, dear viewer, in the other Toyota Gazoo entry. To my right is one of the most experienced drivers in the world, Fernando Alonso. Row 2 is the Mercedes of George Russell, and once again, Charles Leclerc for Ferrari starts third. And Row 1, winning their sprint races, Carlos Sainz in the other Ferrari, and roosting on his usual perch on the grid, the Dutchman of Max Verstappen. And that's how the grid is set for Race 2 of my enhanced Formula One season. Now let's take a quick look at the driver and constructor standings heading into the race tonight. There are no surprises after round 1 on the driver's side. Max Verstappen out in front of the rest of the field. Then, because there are now 44 cars and 22 teams each weekend, points scoring extends down to 20th, so even Callum Ilott scored a championship point last week in Bahrain. Fans of myself will find me in 6th place. And on the constructor side, despite Verstappen's supreme performance in the Red Bull, Perez's DNF means Ferrari is currently leading the constructor points. My team, Toyota, is third, and right behind us, the Hoonigan Fords. Throughout the race, be sure to direct your attention to the bottom right corner for a live look-in of exceptional racing for the other drivers battling up and down the grid. Cross-reference that with the standings in the bottom left to find out what position these battles are for. With no further ado, now let's head down to the grid on board with me for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.
Focus.
Welcome back aboard, everybody! It's round 2 of Season 1 of my 2024 Enhanced F1 season. It's been a minute, let's get back to it. Into the first turn here in Saudi Arabia. Enhanced, by the way, meaning more teams, more tracks, more fun. Kind of like if the FIA got over itself. We're in a Toyota. Got kind of a improved HUD. Like kind of thinking about how I would want to change things, and I found a cool app called Sidekick, which has been around forever. Like I should have known it existed, but I never really thought about looking for it. But it's up there at the top, and it gives you all that information you're used to seeing in the bottom left corner, but instead of like 5 different apps running at the same time, it's all in one, which is very nice. Now we're starting 6th. We've fallen back to 8th. Kamui Kobayashi is our teammate. He's gotten around us. Bottom left-hand side, you've got the a partial grid. There's actually, I think, 28 cars that started this race, but only the top 20 will score points in my enhanced F1 season. So I'm displaying the top 22 just so that you kind of know, here are the guys in line for points right now, and here's a couple of challengers to that. Coming around to complete a lap. Got control over what these say. I think temp would probably be more interesting up there. Alright, 1 lap in the books here in Saudi Arabia. So we're going to lock it up deep into turn 1. Robin Frein is going to kind of rope a dope there, get around us. Turn up the battery a little bit, which is represented on the bar up there, by the way. The amount of battery I have left is that cyan bar And then the white is, I think, how much I'm using at any given time. And then the red is how much I have left on the lap. We're looking back on Freen here. In order to race the AI competitively here, they've got a slight advantage of me running full ballast and them on like 100% difficulty, and me on the medium tires, and they are on the super softs, which I've recolored purple. Those, like the super duper softs or whatever, the softest compound is in purple. The mod doesn't come that way, but I thought it'd be more fun to kind of see it visually like that. And the super duper hard ones are orange. And that goes back to like F1's previous tire system. Yep, but we got a new DRS app as well. Rare did well for a long time, but I think some custom shader patch some custom shader patch upgrades kind of didn't play nice with it. So instead we got Nuzzy's DRS app going here. Need to kind of start making some headway here. Of course, I want it to be difficult. I could turn off that ballast and shoot to the front, but that's kind of not what I'm here for, you know what I mean? I could stop overdoing that corner, though. No pit stops, no damage yet. Speaking of Nuzzy with the DRS app, he's also got a AI pit stop app that, you know, he's constantly developing. He's on Patreon. I very much recommend a lot of his stuff. But he's still kind of developing it, and right now it's not quite there to where I want to feature it in a video. But maybe by the end of the year, if we keep up with the F1 season here, maybe by the end of the year we can have some actual pit stops happening, and, you know, have that completely sort of be another aspect to these videos, so that it's not just, you know, no tire wear kind of a ordeal. Will we get the bloop? No bloop, no DRS. Perez is going to have it, though. Right now, I think I'm talking and kind of overdriving the car as I do it, as Alonso just kind of pinches off Freen there in the BMW. Oh yeah, and it pops up a little bar when DRS is available and when I'm on it. That's rather nice. And I, from Nuzzy's app, I increased the volume of the DRS beep. I just wasn't hearing it. Old ears, maybe. I did, in a past career, try to be a professional drummer, and now I'm in my 30s, so my hearing is not always the best. We could have forced an issue there, but I didn't want to. I don't think we're clear. Oh gosh, oh golly. That was not very nice, Mr. Perez. Alright, we find ourselves back in 14th now, with an axe to grind. Yeah, okay, so I figure I'm going to focus on the F1 season here. If you think of view count as sort of like TV ratings, the TV ratings for my one Formula One race were higher than what I've been doing lately, which is the Gym DKR stuff. Which Gym DKR is not going away. I'll still be streaming that on ETHERxSOCIAL on Twitch. So, you know, if you're a big fan of that, don't worry about it. And maybe it'll come back in some form, but those videos were... I wanted to highlight, like, not only myself, I wanted to highlight the whole field. And I still will probably end up doing that with this video, too, I'm not sure. But they were taking an enormous amount of time to edit together, because I was basically rewatching everybody's races to try and, like, find the highlights of my Gym DKR compatriots. And you can kind of understand how that would take a long time to throw together as a video. Hang on a second. Let's see if we can get Kostecki, the reigning Supercars champion, who's racing for Ford Hoonigan in my enhanced series here. Looks like he'll come away this time. No Perez to run us off the road here. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, it was taking a long time to edit the Jim DKR videos together, and it was getting about 1/10 the views. It's not that I don't appreciate those videos or the series or the guys that I'm racing with. In fact, it's kind of like the highlight of my week, usually. But, you know, it's just one of those realities where when you're making content, you have to, you know, try and make the content that you find folks want to see. So, we'll get back to this, and we'll try to produce a quality product. That's another thing I'm looking forward to, is just because I was doing the Jim DKR thing and I was doing that little picture-in-picture thing and all that. I've learned a lot of things about, or learned is not the right word, but I've kind of like, you know, come up with different ideas for how to make this a more encompassing viewing experience. And so, you know, we'll see some of that in the edits for these videos too. As I'm always trying to, you know, I'm always trying to improve things. I'm always trying to grow and do better next time. And we are in a good battle with Kostecki here. I think he got the DRS. We'll take the outside in turn 1, which gives us the inside in turn 2 if we can stay side by side. And that might be game over for that battle. Yeah, we're up to P13. And Hamilton followed us through. I just finished watching in real life the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Congratulations to Ferrari for class win, but Toyota came home second step on the podium. Kamui Kobayashi gave this interview that he sounded pretty sad about it, but you know, second place can't be too bad. I think he's just tired of second place. But yeah, go Toyota, I guess. For arbitrary reasons of I picked this livery to drive and I don't know anything about anything. Alright, we've got ourselves some space now. Hope that was early. I was looking down at the standings in the bottom left corner. I want to know what the gap is to myself to Perez. He's 21.3 behind the leader. I'm 30.9. So that's about 9 seconds I lost when he kind of cut into me and spun me halfway around. We'll try to catch back up to him. Perhaps unsurprisingly, Max Verstappen's leading the thing. Oh, we get it. I didn't think we were close enough. We need to conserve that battery a little bit right now.
13th place.
So, of course, another fictional entry. This one is Sebastian Bourdais for Andretti Cadillac. Real life at Le Mans, Bourdais was driving Cadillac, and I don't know what happened. It happened overnight, but he DNF'd at some point, so bummer. Him and his team of Scott Dixon, and I can't remember who the other guy is offhand. Oh God, Van der Zand. Yeah, we're keeping up with him here. Probably DRS? No? Yes, okay. So, I probably made all these comments last year when I drove this track, but it's not a great track. I mean, it's not uninteresting. Well, that's not true. It is uninteresting. It's not boring, I guess. You're always doing stuff, but it kind of feels like, for a racetrack, it feels like busy work. Got a yellow? Oh, somebody's around. Kobayashi, our teammate, is around in the same turn where we had a coming together with Perez. So it's probably something similar to that. Am I the only one that it looks like the skyscrapers are like, I don't know, fading in like some kind of like music equalizer every time I turn a corner? I don't know what that is. Either a graphics glitch or else like a, I don't know, maybe they've got some kind of like lighting on them or something that's doing that. I don't know. Interesting though. We can close up to him, but we just can't get alongside here. This might do it. We're pretty close here. Yeah, that should be over and done with. As long as we can get a good exit off this turn. Oh, he's going to have it back on us. Let's go full attack just to kind of get away as much as we can.
On your left. Clear left.
Alright, I think that's going to stick, so we're up to P11, courtesy of our teammate. Probably DNFing. Definitely out of the points.
So the gap is now 2.0 seconds.
Alright, we're doing a good job catching Alonso here. And then right in front of him are Kvyat in the Lamborghini, Drugovic in the other Andretti Cadillac. Ooh, overcooked it there. There's kind of a divot in the rumble strip through that banked turn, and I've hit it a couple of times practicing, and it'll spin you, so I don't prefer to get really down low on that rumble strip. It has a propensity to spin me. Coming through the back section of the course here, I think we're really closing up. Thing is everybody is kind of getting DRS off of everybody ahead of them right here. They're like a big train. So we're just being held outside of the detection zone. No, we're not. Wow. What is the... There is no way we were within a second. I might have to look into that. It might be set too far back. Didn't do a great job in that turn. Did a great job through there, though, even though the clock says differently. Nothing to do there. We'll just kind of file into line. Try to stay this close so we get the DRS going down the backside. A little bit past halfway. Hey, look at all these cars. I think we're being held up by a lapper. Yeah, Daniel Ricciardo in the Visa Cash App Red Bull Racing entry. It's kind of the cork in the bottle here.
Still there. Clear on the left.
The next car is Kvyat.
Yeah, ahead of us. Look at this long line. I'm going to bet you there's another lapped car there. Maybe Zhao, maybe Bottas in the Sauber. We're getting pretty dicey here. Can't go more than 2 wide through this. Can barely go 2 wide through it, so the fact that the AI is fighting each other. I mean, you could see Kvyat there in the that gray, red, and black Lamborghini. He hit that rumble strip, and it, like, go back up the video if you need to. He hit that rumble strip, and whenever I do that, it really unsettles the car. But I guess for him, probably more traction just from having a different tire. Now we're gonna, how do we negotiate this? Try to sneak it up here.
Left side, clear left. On your left.
It is Botas ahead of us. Alright, we'll pin Alonso over there. Get around Botas, Valtteri. And, yeah, get ourselves back into the top 10. Very nice. How far are we from Perez? For about 7 seconds now, so we might not be able to rendezvous with him again in this Grand Prix, but you know, we'll have words with him after the race. We got another one. If this was the last one of these for a while, I'd be very grateful. These lapped car situations are kind of silly. I might need to increase some talent file. Well, not talent file, that's an R factor term. I might have to increase the abilities of the quote-unquote back markers, just because it seems spread out a little bit too much, even though I don't have it that way in the content manager settings. Okay. Pick a lane? Or don't. I mean, really, there's no advantage to picking a lane, but Vesti in, I think the Peugeot. Alright, now we got clear running. Funny story is Nico Rosberg is Vesti's teammate, I believe. I think that's how I set it up. He's running just fine.
The gap to Kvyat behind as he quickly is now 0.9 P9.
So we got around Kvyat, but we didn't lose him. Was he looking to pass there? That's not really a passing zone, my dude. Frines? I always thought it was Freen. Okay. According to my spotter, Frines here is, we were battling with him in that same kerfuffle with Perez. So despite two massively different methods of arriving to this point, here we both are. Because I kind of cut that corner. I'm assuming 2 tires good, 4 tires bad. That's how I've been driving the track. I think F1 might actually have stricter standards than that, but I don't care. Maybe I'll care in future videos. Right now, I'm just getting back into the thing. Right, so like this is okay, and then for demonstration purposes, this is not, right? Like, that is how... Yeah, and that's when the spotter yells at me, so... Like... I don't know. Most series, 2 wheels, and 2 wheels on track is all you need. I think F1 might have a stricter standard in real life, however... The game is not programmed to have that stricter standard, as it looks like we're getting bottled back up. Hulkenberg is the guilty party here. It's all the real-life back markers that are coming home to roost here in my enhanced F1 race in Saudi Arabia. So I think Kvyat might have just got the jump on us. Yeah.
Clear left.
I was trying to figure out the situation ahead and didn't really keep track of what was going on behind.
Car ahead is Kvyat.
Whoa! Yeah, we just gotta kind of patiently wait for the next passing zone. Anything else is far too risky. Freedom!
Left side. Clear left. Far left. Clear to the
And we'll
left.
zoom by Kvyat again.
Good stuff. Keep it going.
Almost chucking it into a wall, but that's okay. Ooh, he's coming back.
Left side. Clear on the left. Left side. Clear left.
All right, looks like we're in a good battle. We are in a good battle with the Lamborghini. That's what I wanted to say. Meanwhile, Alonso is lurking back there. This is a bad idea.
Clear right. You're clear.
So bad, in fact, I just kind of backed out of it. Looks like we got another lapper situation coming up here. It's really starting to define the race. Oh god, stay on. Okay.
Well done, fella.
That's the other Visa Cash App Red Bull Racing entry of Yuki Tsunoda that we're gonna flash by here. Maybe he can bottle up Kvyat a little bit and give us some space as we look on either Freen or Friends? However he said it. the BMW driver. Overcook that. Russell is pretty slow here. I don't think there's anyone holding him up either. I think he's just kind of on his own merits slow. Maybe he's run out of battery or something. Speaking of, we should probably turn ours down. Oh yeah, I guess I've got the fuel thing up, but that's a new app I put in there, but don't really have to worry about fuel when I've turned off pit stops, do we? Oh, green just kind of glances the wall. Greens? I tell you, I'm so self-conscious with how I pronounce things that I'd rather acknowledge that I'm probably getting it wrong. And as such, I have, like, it portrays that I have no confidence, but I feel like that's the more honest thing to do with certain names, as opposed to just plowing through it like a NASCAR announcer trying to pronounce Shane Van Gisbergen. But comment below with phonetic, like, spelling of how to pronounce some names if you're getting ticked off at how I say things. The advice is appreciated. Like in the first video, I pronounced Theo Porcher as Theo Pucher, I think, because I thought the R's were silent, Pucher, right? Like, but I don't know. But since he's come over to IndyCar and I've seen more of him, they're pronouncing it Porcher, which that might be them incorrectly pronouncing it, you know what I'm saying? But at least I'm matching the common mispronunciation rather than going it on my own and probably being equally wrong, but not even having some source to back it up. Anyway, I think we got 3 laps left here. Well, 3 laps at the line anyway. Surprised we didn't get DRS down the backside here. Maybe here? Really should be here. Yeah. Just couldn't catch up in time. Alright, our battery's built back up. Let's go back to balanced for the rest of the race. Back on the DRS. We gotta be aware of Kvyat back there, which we're getting down to like the, you know, crunch time of the race, so we're not going to just be leaving lanes open for him. You know, courtesy is dead as we're getting around the lapper of Lance Stroll now. Let's do something stupid. Yeah, there we go. See, like, I kept 2 tires on the racing surface that whole pass. And I think in most racing series that's fine, but I think in Formula 1 they actually penalize you if any tires go over the line. But this is my enhanced series, so maybe by allowing some more common motorsports rulings, we can enhance it that direction as well. Make it a bit more racy, right? Go off the track, risk the biscuits. Now we got a Penske of Jean-Eric Verne up here, modeled after their Formula E cars. It's a beautiful reflective gold livery. For, shoot, I forget the manufacturer there. I mean, in real life, it's the electric division of some company. I don't remember who. Or division might be the wrong word, but like a subsidiary. That's probably the right word. Anyway, we'll screen by him, take advantage of Russell in the process. I'll almost clout the outside wall through the hairpin there. And we're in P8.
Eighth place.
It's funny because I get into this situation with the pronunciation of drivers because I do my homework as far as, like, you know, researching who I'm putting in these cars. I know Freen up there is in the BMW because he drives the BMW and I think Formula E. And I know that he would be a driver capable of this level of driving if he was offered a ride. And to be honest, I've known of him for probably 10 years now because I've used him for like AI seasons like this. But because all of my knowledge is coming through research and it's not coming through any sort of like, you know, real world knowledge as far as like tuning in every week to every race kind of a thing with him. Whoops. Just the wrong button there. Because I don't have that kind of like day in, day out kind of fandom with Robin Freen like I do IndyCar. That's kind of the only series I really do it with. I don't know how to pronounce his name really. I'm just kind of going off what I think is the native pronunciation, so we almost get in the back of him. How do you pronounce wrecking Robin Freen in Dutch? I think Dutch. It's not Dutch. I probably offended somebody.
2 laps remaining.
Oh, look at that. We are in striking distance of Perez. That was a bit of a forceful move there, but I want to get my shot at Perez.
Right side. Still there. Clear to the right.
Oh, he gets the DRS, huh? It's okay, I'll just draft off his DRS anyway.
Clear left.
Yeah, he is a pretty aggressive driver for an AI, is he not? Coming to the last lap here. Can we settle the score with Perez? White flag. In real life, they'd be asking, like, can anyone catch Max Verstappen? The answer is no, of course not. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, Freen. Never mind about that whole Perez junk. Freen really taking the, taking an assertive kind of moment there. But then slow through this section, we might be able to get him back. Try the same move again. Nope, 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 nope. Okay, well. Bit off more than we could chew there. Would have some slight amount of wing damage, but damage is off because no pit stops, but we would be limping home at this point. Dang, that's too bad. I really wanted to get Perez, but we'll save that for another race. checkered flag at the line this time. We are, of course, in the enhanced points, but we're also in the traditional points. We're going to come home P8. Not bad, even though we started P6, but we had quite an eventful race. Verstappen, and then it's the 2 Ferrari on the podium. Drugovich driving the Andretti to 4th. And let's get a report from post-race Nifty. We come away 8th after starting 6th. I'm going to label that, officially, kind of meh. Verstappen, Sainz, and Leclerc are your podium. Both Kobayashi and Hamilton managed to get the cars going again and back into the points. And it's a good drive for the rookie Drugovich, finishing just off the podium in his second F1 race. Verstappen's ahead in the points, but Sainz is still hanging around, keeping it honest. Leclerc shoots up to 3rd in the standings. The top 3 constructors stay where they were, but Andretti has a great weekend and moves from 8th to 4th, swapping with the Ford Hoonigan outfit. As a final note, editing this together was a lot of fun, but an incredible amount of work. If you've enjoyed it, please throw some of that YouTube love my way with the buttons and the keyboards. The video started with the Trans World series, if you remember, a fictional companion series to the Enhanced F1. They use VRC's Trans Am 2 mod, and if you want to see me running those cars, check out the companion video to this one over on ETHERxSOCIAL's YouTube. Round 3 won't take as long to produce as Round 2, hopefully. Until then, I've been Nifty, you be niftier. See you next time.